Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Newcastle have made transfer promise to Alexander Isak with Liverpool ready and waiting. Newcastle have reportedly promised Alexander Isak he can leave the club next summer after offering him a new contract to remain at St James' Park for one more season. The 25-year-old is said to be pushing for a move away from the northeast, with Liverpool seeing a £110 million bid for the Sweden international rejected. Isak joined Newcastle from Real Sociedad in the summer of 2022 and has since racked up 54 goals in 86 Premier League outings. He helped the Magpies defeat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final in March, with his side going on to secure a fifth-place Premier League finish as they booked their place in this season's Champions League. But the striker has since told his current employers that he wants to explore a transfer away from the club and was left out of Newcastle's squad for their tour of the Far East, with the Magpies putting his absence down to a minor thigh injury. According to transfer expert Ben Jacobs, Newcastle Chiefs feel Isak will either leave the club this summer or sign a new contract as they view it as untenable that he will stay on his current terms. Newcastle have already tried to convince Isak to sign a new contract and have promised him he can leave next summer. Meanwhile, Liverpool do not plan to submit a second bid for Isak at present unless Newcastle offer encouragement. But if the Magpies open the door for a deal to take place, the Reds will be there to pounce. Isak's future is said to hinge on whether Newcastle can find a replacement for the blockbuster star and how hard he pushes for a move away from the northeast. Newcastle are currently pursuing the signature of RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, who has bagged 27 Bundesliga goals during 2 seasons in Germany. But Eddie Howe's side reportedly saw an offer of £65.5 million plus £4 million in add-ons turned down on Saturday as Leipzig were unhappy with the overall package. And Newcastle also face competition from Manchester United for Sesko's signature, with the Slovenia international said to be impressed by the Red Devils after being made aware of Ruben Amorim's long-term plans. Isak has landed back in England after training on his own at the headquarters of his former club Real Sociedad. According to Sky Sports, the player himself refused to join the Newcastle squad on tour in the Far East and opted to head to Spain to train with his own staff instead. The Magpies are said to value Isak at £150 million but don't want to sell him, with the prolific goalscorer still having another 3 years remaining on his current contract. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is predicting Liverpool's new look 11 for the Community Shield. 5 new signings feature. It's been a fascinating summer for reigning Premier League champions Liverpool, who have made some ambitious moves in the transfer market to reshape the squad in Arne Slot's image. There have been the eye-catching summer friendlies, but the Community Shield against FA Cup winners Crystal Palace will offer us a first proper look at how Slot's new-look Reds will line up in a competitive setting ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. How Slot navigates Liverpool's goalkeeper situation will be one of the interesting subplots this season. Caoimhin Kelleher frequently stood up tall with some exceptional displays when rotated in, but the Irishman has left to finally become a proper number 1 at Brentford. We expect new signing Mamardashvili to fulfill that same role initially, Alisson's backup, brought in for cup cameos, but the 24-year-old brings bags of experience and will have ambitions of eventually usurping Liverpool's long-serving Brazilian. Wembley ought to provide the highly rated Georgian a decent introduction to the English game. There's every chance that new signing Jeremy Frimpong will be given the nod as the post-Alexander-Arnold era begins. You'd expect the Netherlands international to feature in some capacity. But Bradley might just get the nod here. He's got experience of English football and appears the more conservative, defensively minded option. The 3 goals conceded to Milan following Frimpong's introduction suggested that Slot has some early work to get the new right-back in sync with his new team-mates. As has been the case throughout his time at Liverpool, Van Dijk will surely be among the first names on the team sheet. There's always an argument for resting senior players and giving fringe players a go in the unique, only half-important conditions of the Community Shield, but Slot doesn't really have that option. Central defense is the one area Liverpool are looking a bit light in. They're depending on the skipper to play a lot of minutes once again this season. Another serious injury, as in their last title defense, is every Liverpool fan's worst nightmare. CB, Ibrahima Konate. We get distinctly Alexander-Arnold vibes from the reports of Konate's contract negotiations and his tight-lipped nature, while Real Madrid are said to be eyeing up his signature. Once again, it's a bit of an awkward situation. But Slot doesn't really have the option not to play him. The French defender remains a vitally important cog in Slot's back line. LB, Milos Kerkez. As on the other flank, we see this one as a bit of a 50-50. We foresee Slot playing one new signing and one proven existing option at Wembley. But which way round is anyone's guess. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Liverpool signing finally makes debut alongside wonderkid after return from Asia tour. The under-21s faced their fourth summer friendly and played out a goalless draw against Hull City at the AXA Training Centre. Two Liverpool summer signings made their first appearances for the club's under-21s on Saturday as it played out a 0-0 draw against Hull City's youth team. The under-21s have no official fixtures confirmed yet for the upcoming season, with the Premier League still to make an announcement on the schedule for the under-21 league, but in the meantime, the underage side has played 4 summer matches, after wins over Celtic and Lens, plus a draw against Wigan Athletic. Liverpool hosted Hull on Saturday. In total, 21 players featured for Rob Page's side, with all 10 outfielders changed after an hour. Goalkeeper Armin Peksi was the only player to manage the full 90 minutes. The Hungarian joined the Reds from Puskás Akadémia earlier this summer and was one of 7 new arrivals this window to travel with Arne Slot's first-team squad on the pre-season tour of Asia. But Peksi, who has come in mainly to play for the under-21s and strengthen the backup group supporting Alisson, didn't play a single minute of the matches against AC Milan and Yokohama F. Marinos. However, as featured in the 5-0 win over Stoke City, Saturday's outing against Hull wasn't his first in a Liverpool shirt. Another summer signing, Will Wright, did make his bow the Reds. His move from Salford City was only completed this week, and he is also expected to play for the under-21s this term. The 17-year-old had attracted interest from Arsenal, but opted to remain in the Northwest. Fans will certainly keep an eye on the forward's progress this season given his high-profile transfer. Meanwhile, several other familiar names were on show for Liverpool on Saturday at the AXA Training Centre. Calvin Ramsey and Lewis Kumas were among the starters, while Amara Nallo, Kieran Morrison and Kyde Gordon came off the bench. The under-21s will be hoping for an improved campaign in 2025/26 and finished 16th in a 26-team league last term. Page's appointment is seen as a coup for the academy, with Simon Wiles confirmed as under-18 head coach on Friday. Speaking in a recent interview with Liverpool's club website, Page spoke of his excitement to return to the club game. They, Liverpool, have had difficult moments over the years, at youth level, and even more so recently, and seeing the club react to it all together, the connection between the players, the supporters, and the staff has been incredible. This is a very special club. For me to come back into development football at a massive club like Liverpool, who smashed the Premier League last season, seeing what they have done in the transfer window again, and work with some of the younger talents here and try to help develop top players into the first-team environment or help them to go on and have careers elsewhere. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications, so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.